My 8-year-old boy doesn't turn a telly on anymore. Now, no one's taught him not to, and his mum and dad still do. So you do see a struggle for it. What he does do is open his YouTube on his iPad in the morning, just start searching with what he wants to watch and all of that sort of stuff. Now, we're not aiming ourselves at 8-year-olds, but they're obviously the canary in the coal mine. Right now, it is still a part of the diet of a football fan, but it is only a part. In the old days, it was everything.
What we do here is go back.
I'm James Kirkham, head of Copa90. It means generally I stick my nose into other people's business. It took a fan-centric perspective right from the start, at a time when it just wasn't done. Now it's been much mimicked and aped to have that kind of point of view from the fans and be on behalf of the fans and be on their side. But 6 years ago, that was kind of novel. And we, I guess, did it literally by turning a camera round back onto the fans, by going out and creating a football business without rights that was about the fans and the supporters, about everything outside of the 90 minutes. That was where it started. There's a huge establishment within sport, full stop, that requires challenging. Fans have been disenfranchised and disenchanted. They've walked out of Anfield because of rising ticket prices. They are aggrieved at spiralling player wages and agent fees and all of that sort of stuff. And yet they've somewhat been ignored by some of the powers that be for the last decade. Football's universal language ability is something that we are trying to do good with, and that's always on the behalf of the supporters and the fans. I think what's happening right now in sport is exactly what happened in the music industry 15 years ago, but we don't have a Napster moment. In my old days, I could only see football at a very specific time on a very specific show. The choice is so plentiful now, and it's so often predicated on convenience and what works for you. A Copa90 fan spends 35 minutes per week with Copa90 content. This is an audience who we are told continually have constant partial attention, who can't stay on any one thing for any one length of time, who are fickle and fleeting, but that proves you can capture them if you do it in the right way. We've had everyone from Stormzy to David Beckham to Paul Pogba. They're loose, they're playing FIFA, they're having a laugh. They're with people like Poet and Vuj who break down all barriers of it being an interview. So stuff like that works a treat. There's no way a diet of Match of the Day, The Sun and TalkSport is right anymore. And for a long time, and even still now, people like certain media agencies, people in certain positions assume that that is sufficient. And yet you may as well be speaking to people on another planet, such is the dispersed kind of nature of where audiences actually sit. So it's not like we're anti-newspapers or anti-TV or anything like that. It's we inhabit places where our audience spend their time. I think we have about 20 Arsenal fans in the office. I'm sick of it.
Vermin, you get everywhere.
It is like vermin, you're right. It's like you're never more than 3 metres away from a rat. Sort of feel out the Arsenal fans inside Copa90.